So I just wanted to send greetings to all of my murdered family in former Soviet Belarus. Um, yeah, today's the day the capitalists, Baltic filth, murdered you all. And I tried to buy a train ticket to Moscow from here in Petrograd. Um, you would have known it, I guess, as Leningrad. Yeah, Leningrad back then, 1940. And, or yeah, whatever, 1941, I guess you were murdered. And so, yeah, they sold out of all the express, train lines. Even though I got there 24 hours before, and I tried 48 hours before, but I couldn't find the website to buy the tickets. So, oh well. But then I saw Aeroflot, and I have the app on the phone, and I bought a ticket. It was like 3 times more expensive, but 150 bucks, and it's like very quick to the airport. Ooh, look, I've got a delicious babe behind me. Ooh, wow, very alluring. And but yeah, it's like 25 minutes from my place to the airport here, and it's an hour and a half on the plane instead of, I think it's like 4 hours on the train express. The security's a bit of a hassle, but well, whatever. I've got one checked bag, one carry-on, and I'll just have to remember to switch out all my, laptops into my carry-on, and then my knives and whatnot into my check-in, and the usual. So, so basically you were all murdered, and because you were Soviet citizens and Jews, and how many years later has it been? 85 years, I guess, more give or take. And I'm an old man now. Yeah, they denied me, dual citizenship here because, well, half the family's on one side of the Cold War, the other half's on the other side of the Cold War, and I'm happy I'm not among the imperialist pigs. I'm living here in the land where, well, they are supporting, the anti-imperialist states like Venezuela and Burkina Faso, which is great, and Iran, which is great. But, it's very capitalist, unfortunately, here now. Maybe most of you being merchants, you probably would like that, but I certainly don't. Yeah, too many cars, too much pollution. But, it's in better shape than Hitler Freedom Land America. That's going to hell because everyone's a selfish cunt in America, or half the country, at least. So, yeah, they're losing their minds, they're losing their grip, and I'm just, living a less shitty life here, and what else can I say? Went to this cute romper room cafe for lunch. The waitress was adorable. There were like 3 moms and like 4 kids, I want to say there. It was like kindergarten, I didn't realize, and that's why they hired the adorable waitress, because there's like adorable kids and, frustrated moms, and now I'm here in the Law and Order, like the show we had, with Sherman, what's his name, whatever, Irish dude he was pretending to be, but it's like the bar in the show Law and Order. This is across from the police station and the courts here, and I thought, I wouldn't come here, but then again, why not? It's St. Petersburg, I guess the counter-revolutionaries call it now. And yeah, you got your Jews wandering around the neighborhood because, of course, the Jews are involved with the law. And, thankfully they're not in Israel murdering Palestinians. Oh, that's, of course, the other topic. So, you'd probably be surprised to know that the shittiest Jews have taken over, and they've murdered hundreds of thousands of Palestinians. But who knows? Maybe at some point in the not too distant future, the Palestinians will get their own state. But whatever, you probably knew about Palestine, Israel before you were murdered. So yeah, most Jews, well, they're shit libs now, but whatever, it's been 85 years, so. Yeah, you were probably, who knows, probably socialists, supporters of the Soviet Union, maybe, probably, I think, most of you. So that's why you were murdered by our friends in the West who, yeah, I have to say, it's grimly satisfying to see Western Europe, at least, going down the shitter. They were traitors, and they couldn't get it together to overthrow capitalism before the murdering all of you. So they deserve, basically to suffer. But, I guess I feel sorry for the working class there, although they couldn't get it together to overthrow capitalism in the last 100 years, and you all had to be murdered because of that. So, yeah, so anyhow, that's about it for now. Anything else? Yeah, going to Moscow, and for a month or two, I think. Yeah, I'm kind of tired of Russia. It's too capitalist for me. It's not the country I was going to immigrate to, I guess, 35 years ago. Yeah, when, your relatives' family, my family, they were still alive 35 years ago. I was young, but our country was destroyed. And yeah, but anyway, so I think I'll go to Vietnam for the winter and then off to maybe China for the spring and maybe summer, and or Russia for the summer, and then back to Hitler Freedom Land. Get a van, ride around, shoot my pistols and rifles, and hang out with the hippies and the Indians, laugh at all the asshole liberals and the asshole right-wingers, carry pepper spray, of course, because, they're crazy and sometimes violent. So, anyhow, take care.